Like and subscribe right now and win a $100 Amazon gift card. For more information, look in the description. What was the most horrific game of truth or dare you've ever played? We, 3 guys and 3 girls, were all in the hot tub at this chick's house, and I get dared to go mash my dong balls up against her parents' bedroom window. Granted, it's like 1 AM, and the whole house is completely dark, so I thought it would be no big deal. Get out of the hot tub, run over to the window, drop my suit, and smash my junk up against the window for a few moments. Then, in the reflective light of the pool, I catch a glimpse of her parents sitting right inside the window, watching us from inside. They didn't even blink, just watched me. It was freaking terrifying. Terrifying. Like, I saw them for a split freaking second as the light passed over the glass, just inches away from my mashed up dong on the other side of the window. Something from a horror movie. I gasped and ran back to the hot tub, got back in, and just sat there in complete silence. A couple minutes later, her dad comes outside laughing, hands me a beer, and then reminisces with all of us for a minute about the crazy shit he did when he was a kid. I've never felt a shock like I did when I saw their faces. It still haunts me sometimes, but it all turned out better than expected. I was 25. I got dared to answer the door and pay for the pizza we ordered completely naked. Whatever. Easy, right? The doorbell rings. I strip down quickly, and I grab the cash to pay for the pizza, but the pizza guy was not waiting at the door. It was the mum of one of the girls at the party. She had come to pick her up early, only to find me at the door naked. Her husband was a church minister. The party ended pretty quickly when she called all the other parents were called to pick up their kids. Good times. I was dared to snort a line of garlic powder. Pro tip: never snort garlic powder. When I was in 6th grade, I was dared to let these 3 girls tie me spread eagle to the bed, clothed, and do anything they wanted for 10 minutes. I thought they would do something sexy. Instead, they spent 10 minutes dropping different objects onto my nuts, from varying heights. One girl dropped a heavy tape dispenser on me, which made me cry. It wasn't a game of truth or dare, but something kinda like it. You put one person in the middle of a ring of people, and they ask questions to the people around them. The object of the game is for the person in the middle to guess the rules of the game. Everyone else already knows the rules, so the rules of the game are pretty easy. So needless to say, things got strange right away. The girl in the middle was getting creeped out and confused. I remember she asked me, "How big is your peanuts?" and I answered for the girl sitting next to me, "I don't have one." Duh. So, she's getting really frustrated. Finally she turns to her brother, who was also playing. She asked him, "Have you ever had a sexual fantasy about me?" He takes a very slow look at the guy sitting beside him, turns back to her, and completely deadpan he replies, "I'm having one right now." We had to stop playing after that. Other guys dared my girlfriend at the time to blow me. Couldn't get it up. Never happened before, never since. I was right at the beginning of middle school. We were starting to play truth or dare at birthday parties. We were playing a variation that I think in the US is called X Minutes in Heaven. Anyways, I think it was my turn for the heaven thing. I was so rooting for the beautiful girl I had a crush with. Instead it gets to a really weird looking girl I wasn't attracted to at all. In my head I'm really let down. This girl wasn't attractive at all. Suddenly the girl starts bawling and runs out screaming something along the lines of "not with him." Yep. 3 cups, one with water, one with toilet water, one with pee water. Blindfold. Pick a cup. I never really had a horrible game of truth or dare, but one time in the 8th grade my friend dared a friend of mine to give me a lap dance, and as it was happening I quietly whispered in her ear, "That's what daddy likes," and she got off and ran. We always did a pair of dares. I had get sprayed by this mace that is used in correctional facilities, almost looked like a fire extinguisher, or call my friend's mum and ask her on the date. I chose the mace, primarily, because I thought she'd accept. When I was 13, a girl dared my older brother to show his butt. He pulled down his pants, bent over, and gaped his asshole. That's how he understood mooning. I was dared to climb a friend's apartment balcony in nothing but boxers and sneakers. I executed this task with top Spider-Man-like efficiency until another inebriated friend stepped out and began to piss off of the balcony, not knowing I was just below. Needless to say, anti-piss instincts kicked in, and I dropped 2 stories down into the parking lot. My profanities were heard echoing 4 miles around that night. Frick all the sexual answers. I once dared a friend of mine to lick a jellyfish. She did. It stung. When I was 15, a girl I was trying to date invited my friend and me over to a house where she was babysitting. When we arrived, she was there with 4 of her girlfriends, including her one extremely slutty and rumored stee-wielding friend. After drinking everything in the house she thought the parents wouldn't miss, we played truth or dare. Eventually, the girl I liked dared me to go have sex in the master bedroom with the slut. I passed and took truth, but my friend took the dare and went off with her. They came back out about 5 minutes later, and no one believed they had done anything. 9 months after that, everybody believed them. 2 friends who had dated in a group of 8 or so. The guy was trying to badger his ex with increasingly uncomfortable questions. What do you see in him? Why do you like anal? Why don't you love me anymore? That freaking sucked. Pissed, in a pub, dared a drunken friend to swim the canal by the pub. This is in Liverpool, UK, in the middle of winter. He stripped bollock naked, and did it. When he got out he had no discernible genitalia whatsoever. This was 20 plus years ago, and I can still see his white ass sticking out of the pretty freaking rancid canal water. There was this farm party when I was around 15 years old. Everyone was told to bring different types of alcohol or they'd regret it. Guess who forgot to bring alcohol? So the person who didn't bring any alcohol had to be subject to one dare. No pussying out, no limits. Basically I had no choice or say in the dare. I could only agree and do it. So, in the middle of the party the host, girl who was same age as me, shouts that it's time for Brocataco to do the dare. She gets all her girlfriends together and they plan the most embarrassing, exposing, devious dare ever. You have to let us blindfold you, tie you up, and do whatever we want for 15 minutes. Shenanigans that started with me kissing a girl down there ended with my friend and his sister kissing each other back there. We were sober. No one talks about it 15 years later. Playing in a group of girls, all around 13-14 years old. The most kind-hearted girl there with the sweetest face, cute little curls and freckles, is dared to take a dump on a plate in front of the rest of us. No hesitation. Just giggles. Okay, where's the plate? The girl whose house it was then proceeds to keep said plate in the basement freezer for a couple weeks, for science, until her mum found it. I don't know if they kept the plate. Had to go to the bathroom and show my dong to a girl. Told her I wasn't doing it flaccid so she would make out with me. For reason I would like to play this game again. I'm 30. I haven't played since I was 13. Wasn't horrific. 4 AM. 2 guys including myself and 2 girls. One of them was deaf. Clothes came off. Girls made out with each other. Get dared to bang the deaf girl. Banged the deaf girl. It was good. But my god the moans. I will never forget those moans for as long as I live. They echo in my soul. Decided to get drunk with my wife and another married couple. Started out as categories, then escalated to truth or dare. Both me and him ended up with our asses shaved by each other's wife, had our toenails painted, our wives both were naked all night, and ultimately, 7 minutes in heaven with each other's wife. I spent so long blaming alcohol and having to tell my wife I regretted it. I enjoyed her friend. Not truth or dare, but a bad I never story. Playing after prom my junior year when I made the horrible choice of saying I never cheated on anyone I was dating. One guy who was there with a friend drinks and then it gets to a girl who takes a drink who had been dating a friend of ours for years. We're all agape at this point when she turns to him and says, "We should probably talk." I felt like the biggest asshole ever. Oh yeah, I also saw a guy smoke another dude's pubes out of a pipe. I was 12 or 13. I was at my step-aunt's house. There were a lot of young adults around, and then my aunt. She asked truth or dare. I said truth. She asked me if I wanted to sleep with her. I was playing truth or dare with a girl I liked on my trampoline when she dared me to eat a dandelion, one of the white nasty ones that the wind hasn't blown away yet. A couple rounds later I dared her to kiss me. She said nope and made me come up with a new dare. I just ate a freaking dandelion hoping I would get a kiss playing this game. I was 24 when this happened. OP just wants to hear sex dares. It's okay, so do I. This girl was dared to give a guy I know a blowjob in front of other people. And that's how he got herpes. I dared a girl to make me a grilled cheese sandwich. But they had no bread. It was horrible, sad face. Male. Mini straw coffee stirrer. Up the pee hole. The game ended. In Berlin, a friend of mine had to walk through a graveyard with his pants pulled down pretending to be a dog. The funniest part was when there was a couple sitting on a bench minding their own business, when suddenly this stoned guy walks up to them, barks at them while having his pants pulled down, went to a little well right next to them, started drinking water like a dog, then went back to them, barked again and then just sat there for 2 minutes staring at them. Eventually he wanted to run away, but fell over his own pants. Frick all these dare stories. Truth is the fricking worst. You have just a couple of drinks, think you're with your best friends, and then the next thing you know everybody at school knows you think Victoria's feet are cute. Frick this game. I ended up giving my first blowjob. Equals. At a party a while back, we were all 16-17 and we're all getting drunk in my friend's barn conversion, which is away from her parents' house. We start playing spin the bottle, tame stuff, and everyone starts losing interest. However, the girl whose party it was and my friend do not lose interest, and keep playing until they thought we'd all gone to sleep. They then proceeded to have the nastiest, loudest and teeth bashing gropey, horrible sex you can imagine. 4 hours. I don't even know how, but we were all awake and we could all hear. It was so loud you couldn't sleep. Their looks of shame in the morning though, were probably worth it. The guy still gets shit for it a year on. I was tied to a chair in only my underwear covered in peanut butter and they put me about 6 feet from the door and ordered a pizza. He wouldn't open the door when I was yelling at him that it was open. After about 3 minutes he finally did and he was pretty terrified. I told him the money was in the pocket of the jacket hanging up and that he could keep the change. He asked if I needed help and I said nah, my friends will come back eventually. I am just really hungry. The dude set the pizza in my lap which I thought was okay until he left and it started to burn really bad. I was okay. My friends all came out of hiding after he left and just busted up laughing. There is a video of it somewhere. As it turns out I would work at that same pizza place for about 2 years. The guy who delivered it worked there and didn't recognize me until I asked him about his weirdest delivery story. I laughed for a while and told him it was me and I did it because of a dare. He didn't really look at me the same ever again. Moral of this thread. Girls will apparently do anything when dared. Playing with a couple buddies and some random girls at a party. One of my friends dares one of the girls to get fisted. She's revolted, but another one of the girls perks up and says ooh, pick me. My buddy takes the girl up to a room. They come back in like half an hour. According to him, after he fisted her they tried to have sex. Tried, because that girl's vagina was too wide, wonder why, and neither of them felt anything. We still bust his ass by calling him Fister Roboto. In this thread, my life is freaking boring. Was dared to stab a guy in the willy with a pen. I peed on Steve. Played it with 3 girls and 1 other dude. Was made to slap his butt. Retaliated by making the 2 hottest girls go down on each other while I taped. I quit the game right after and left.